Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Forbes just announced their 30 under 30 achievers list for 2025. Let's look at the profile of those who made the list. Afualo. Known for her offbeat laugh and women-focused content, TikTok creator Afualo earned an estimated $2.9 million last year from a mix of brand deals and her 2 podcasts. The Comment Section, a weekly show on which guests like actor Rainn Wilson and singer-songwriter Kehlani talk about how to deal with internet hate, and 2 Idiot Girls, where she and her sister Daython share embarrassing stories and funny life experiences. With a 9 million strong audience consisting mostly of women under 35, Afualo's social platforms appeal to sponsors like Elf Cosmetics and the NBA. In April 2023, she signed a 2-year deal with Spotify, which Forbes estimates earns her $450,000 a year. Fresh off the success of Loud, her best-selling memoir, Afualo is setting her focus on mainstream media. Traditional Hollywood now must be a lot more open to the idea of including internet people, she says. TV and movies, that's my new venture. Jayson Tatum. Jayson Tatum led the Celtics to 4 conference finals and an NBA Finals appearance before winning his first, the franchise's 18th championship in June 2024. Being so close and sustaining such a level of success for so many years, I believed that we were going to do it, says the 5-time All-Star forward. But while winning one gets you in the door, he knows he'll need more to put himself in the all-time conversation with the greats he grew up idolizing. In the meantime, Tatum, a fluid scorer and gritty defender, can enjoy the 5-year, $314 million contract he signed in July 2024. That complements a robust portfolio off the court, which Forbes estimates earns him $13 million annually and includes a sneaker deal with Nike's Jordan brand and a starring role in Netflix reality series Starting 5. Tatum has also already made more than $120 million pre-tax on the court, money he has mostly squirreled away at his mom's insistence. Demi. In 2023, Demi and Chenlin Meng dropped out of their Stanford University degree programs to found Pika, an AI video generator. The pair found existing AI video tools difficult to use and sought to build a better, more intuitive platform. Today, their free app allows 5 million users to produce an incremental platform with predictable modifications. They send their video clients simply by the tool's modifier, provided with access to modify videos. Pika has raised $135 million across multiple funding rounds, the first 2 led by GitHub CEO Nat Friedman, and its Series A led by Lightspeed Venture Partners, which brought the startup's valuation to nearly $470 million per PitchBook. Arman Jaffer, a virtual Swiss Army knife for teachers. Arman Jaffer's education tool called Brisk Teaching uses AI to generate lesson plans, help with report cards, and create pop quizzes. His free product, a premium version, is available from $10 per month, launched in 2023, and is already used by 700,000 educators worldwide. Something that would normally have taken you maybe 20 minutes could be done in 2 minutes, he says. To maximize Brisk's flexibility, he created the software as a Chrome extension that works with a broad range of pre-existing educational programs and plays well with Google's suite of products. The San Francisco-based startup has raised $6.9 million from investors including Owl Ventures, South Park Commons, and Springbank. Bobbi. This podcast phenom started creating content with one goal: to make money. Althoff tested countless angles, including life as a nanny and house cleaning videos, before embarking on the style that would ultimately skyrocket her to success: parody videos about being a bad mom. In 2021, she posted her first viral video on TikTok, where she joked about naming her daughter Richard because she wanted a son. She hit 3 million followers in early 2023, and that same year launched The Really Good Podcast, which became known for her deadpan and sarcastic interviews with folks such as Mark Cuban, Shaquille O'Neal, and Jason Derulo. In 2024, Althoff signed a year-long deal with Studio 71, a Beverly Hills-based content shop that helps digital creators sell ads and otherwise monetize their output. Over the 12 months ending in August 2024, she earned approximately $2.9 million between this deal and brand partnerships. "I don't know how it keeps working for me," she says. "I'm just taking it one interview at a time." Kathryn Newton. There's no escaping this scream queen. Newton's starring roles in Freaky, 2020, Abigail, 2023, have cemented her as one of Gen Z's leading horror stars, bringing in an estimated $2 million in earnings between acting gigs and brand partnerships this year. Her breakout role was as a 15-year-old star in Paranormal Activity 4, which she says set the trajectory of her career. "I find horror is somewhere I keep returning to because the roles allow me to go places that are really risky." Off-screen, Newton is an avid golfer, boasting a better-than-scratch handicap. "I've never been told that you can't do more than one thing to be super successful," she says. Now she's turning her golf prowess into business opportunities. She has partnered with Ralph Lauren as the face of its women's golf category and is an ambassador for youth golf nonprofit First Tee and the R&A, the sole organizer of the British Open. Shaboozey. "I personally never thought I could sing," says Shaboozey, whose single A Bar Song, Tipsy, spent 19 weeks at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and garnered a Grammy nomination, one of Shaboozey's 6, for Song of the Year. That one track about partying and whiskey has been streamed nearly 2 billion times, and with radio play generating over $10 million in estimated earnings for the rising star. Born Collins Obinna Chibueze, Shaboozey's decade-long career finally took off when he embraced his roots. His latest work fuses country and hip-hop, merging his Nigerian heritage with his Virginia upbringing. "I didn't think anyone was going to like this," he says. "Country is one of the hardest things to get people to connect with." Now, he's evolving from entertainer to entrepreneur. American Dogwood, his label he launched in partnership with Empire in 2020, is actively looking to sign new artists. Endorsement deals are growing too. His history with Jack Daniels has matured into a partnership with the brand, which sponsored his North American tour this fall. Gökçe, what if, instead of being an expense, your marketing tactics could open an entirely new revenue stream? That's what Güven is trying to unlock for her 28 clients, which include chocolatier Godiva and the International Air Transport Association. Inspired by money-making marketing programs like United Airlines Mileage Plus, Kalder embeds cashback and rewards programs directly into its clients' websites. If you look at giants, what they did great for the past decade is they built financial technology capabilities inside their marketing machines, Güven says. Kalder charges 60 cents monthly and a small processing fee for each customer who links their credit card to its programs, plus a half-cent per dollar on every transaction made with that same card at one of 25,000 partnering merchants. Backed by $11 million in funding at a $35 million valuation, Kalder brought in $1.5 million in revenue this year. Anirudh Joshi. Choosing the proper cancer treatment can be a shot in the dark. That's because the best treatment can depend on specific aspects of a tumor, which doctors can't always identify. Joshi, with co-founders Damir Vrabak, 28, and Viswesh Krishnika Viswesh, 23, started Palo Alto, California-based Valar Labs, hoping to deliver that crucial information. Valar, which has raised $26 million in VC funding, feeds images of patients' tumors, limited for now to bladder cancer, into its AI models to suggest the best treatment. "We weren't physicians. We weren't oncologists coming into the field," says Joshi, an engineer by training. "I realized where medical devices could be transformative was on the software side. A study of more than 1,000 bladder cancer patients found that Valar's first AI test, called Vesta, was able to accurately determine whether a typical treatment would be effective. Patients can now access the test with their physicians at 20 hospitals around the nation and get reimbursed by their insurance companies. Joshi says Valar could be the next billion-dollar company in cancer, and he's working on developing similar tests for more cancer types, including pancreatic, ovarian, and lymphoma. Because they are software, Vesta's products do not currently require FDA oversight. Peggy Wang and her ego co-founder Vishnu Hari, 33, spent hours talking about the future of video games while carpooling to their jobs at Facebook, now Meta, before deciding in early 2023 to strike off on their own and build that future themselves. The fledgling company, now with 7 employees, exited Y Combinator in April and has raised $7.5 million to bring its sandbox-style simulation game to life. The game engine, which is still in its very early stages, promises to enable players to create their own custom simulation games, think The Sims or Minecraft, without any coding, using simple text prompts a la ChatGPT. Even more mind-bending, Ego claims that the computer characters inhabiting these worlds will be able to use AI to rewrite their programming in real time, creating the potential for unlimited, unique experiences. "We're building a game that people can play forever," says Wang, a Stanford graduate and a rare female entrepreneur in this male-dominated industry. The company plans to debut an alpha version next spring. Oban MacTavish. Credit card transactions carry little information about whom customers are paying. This makes it hard for banks to know whether they're sending money to a bakery, a marijuana dispensary, or a fraud ring. Banks are relying on data infrastructure from the 1960s, says Oban MacTavish, 29, who co-founded Spade along with Cooper Hart, 30. Through data partnerships, AI, and human review, the 3-year-old New York City-based startup builds expansive databases covering tens of millions of businesses to provide banks with precise details about the merchant, business category, and location. The information is valuable to financial institutions in the complex battle against credit and debit card crime, which, according to Nielsen, cost banks $36 billion globally in 2023. Today, Spade is an 18-person outfit processing more than $1 billion in monthly transactions for over 20 customers, including Stripe and Corpay. It has raised $16 million. Jenny Lay. Fresh off a master's degree in information science from Cornell, Lay planned to enter consulting, but she felt uncomfortable at job interviews, admittedly because she couldn't find accessories that made her feel confident. In 2019, she created her dream work tote, despite having no formal design training. As she built Freja, she blogged every step of her entrepreneurial journey, from buying her first fabric sample to partnering with a family-owned factory in Guangzhou, China. In 2020, she launched with just 300 bags in inventory. Entirely bootstrapped, Lay has expanded her luxury line of chic minimalist bags, which range in price from $100 to $550, to include purses and weekend travel bags. "I think transparency and authenticity have always been a part of the brand's DNA," Lay says. "Even today, I share how much our bags cost to make, and people love that. They've quickly become a favorite among both working professionals and A-list celebrities such as Hailey Bieber." Selling direct to consumer, the New York City-based startup earned $5.3 million in revenue in 2023 and projects it will have more than double that number in 2024. Sonia Yang. Treet is helping startups and fashionistas clean out their closets. Yang co-founded the company in 2021 to help brands reduce waste and inventory costs by setting up sites that enable customers to purchase pre-owned pieces directly from retailers. That allows companies to get in on the fast-growing $43 billion used clothing market, lots of which is currently sold on peer-to-peer marketplaces like Depop and Poshmark. Yes, transactions are going to happen whether you like it or not, Yang says. So why not lean into it? Own those customers and be a part of a more sustainable future. More than 200 companies, including Girlfriend Collective and Takovas, have hired Treet to manage their used product programs. Treet takes a 10 to 20% commission on each sale. "We are purely a software company," Yang says. "We never hold any inventory, and whenever logistics is involved, we partner with other people." Treet has raised $16.4 million. Mielke. Potential backers raised their eyebrows when Mielke, a film student turned graphic designer, decided to launch her venture firm. Mielke had designed products at Figma and Notion and consulted for companies including Stripe and Retool, but she had no formal investment track record. She eventually convinced limited partners Sindana Capital, Mark Andreessen, Fred Ayersom, and Daniel Gross to back Moth Fund, where Mielke is the sole general partner and has raised $6 million. She's focused on early-stage startups, providing checks up to $250,000 to companies like electric scooter firm Infinite Machine and a robotic dishwasher company called Armstrong. Now, after investing in 36 businesses, Mielke is doubling down and is expected to raise a second fund. The right LPs understand VCs should be weird, and they should stand out. Daniel Marin. Daniel Marin is tackling one of the internet's trickiest challenges, validating a user's identity without exposing sensitive information to hackers. His startup Nexus, which has raised $27 million, built a product called Nexus VKVM, which uses a combination of cryptography, computer science, engineering, and mathematics to prove you are you through protective software as opposed to passwords or personal information. The software relies on a cluster of computers called the Nexus Network, which do the heavy lifting behind the scenes. There has been an explosion of advancements on the scientific front, on the engineering front, and most importantly, on the market front, he says. This allows us to build a for-profit company, this technology. ZKVM, which is currently free, was released in June and is used by more than 120,000 people and 15 companies. Maya Kupperman. Kupperman started her career in the nonprofit sector, launching her first organization at age 12 to provide second-hand dance clothing to children. But when she switched to working in the for-profit space, she realized how far behind nonprofit technology really was. In 2022, she and Padaretti co-founded Temelio, which offers a simple, intuitive product that allows foundations to manage the grant-making process from beginning to end. The company, which has raised $4 million, facilitates more than $130 million in grants, working with organizations such as Kapor Foundation, Peloton, and McNulty Foundation. Ben Nowak. The most intractable challenge of solar power. How to get it to work at night? The answer: space mirrors, of course. Last year, Reflect Orbital tested its sunlight as a service concept by attaching an 8-inch by Mylar mirror to the bottom of a hot air balloon and used an automated aiming system to capture sun rays at dusk from over the horizon and direct them down to power standard solar panels. In time, they intend to launch a constellation of mirrors into low Earth orbit. You'll be able to order reflected sunlight to illuminate your nighttime worksite, party, or ski slope. Xander Isaacson. In 2019, when Alexander Isaacson and co-founder Nikhil Bharadwaj, both now 28, started selling commercial electric vehicle chargers, the sort you see at airports and in shopping mall parking lots, the problem started almost immediately. If the devices lost internet connection or a server went out, they couldn't process payments and drivers were stranded. Isaacson recalls, "I hope your CEO dies. I hope your company goes bankrupt," Isaacson recalls. In response, the Penn State alums built a payment system that bypasses the internet, letting drivers use a cryptography-powered smartphone app to tap and pay at the charger. It has enabled them to place chargers in places with poor Wi-Fi connectivity like large apartment buildings and campus housing. Backed by $54 million from investors, Zeal is building a network of more than 10,000 chargers in 60-plus metro areas, forging partnerships with real estate developers including Brookfield, Avalon Bay, and Harrison Street. Brian Waddick and Cole Schaefer. Like many baseball players, Waddick and Schaefer grew up munching on sunflower seeds during Little League games. By the later innings, though, the dugout snack could get a bit, well, dull. So the duo, who met as roommates at the University of Minnesota in 2017, decided to spice up the market with quirky flavors ranging from cinnamon churro to backyard BBQ. They started by seasoning the seeds in their dorm and taste testing them on their classmates. Inspired by positive campus feedback, the duo raised $60,000 from state grants, angel investors, to build Smackin'. This year, revenue should top $20 million, up from $2 million last year, and their seeds are available at mega retailers like Walmart, Dick's, and 7-Eleven. Schaefer attributes the rapid growth in traditional retail to its more than 700,000 Gen Z social media followers. "We took our online success and brought it into stores," Waddick says. Jordan Taylor. VC firm Index Ventures took a flyer on Jordan Taylor's Viscom in a $20 million round, knowing the former NVIDIA industrial designer and art school grad had little business experience. But Index bet he had the grit to make it happen. He had developed an AI-powered tool that could turn simple sketches into 3D designs, enabling designers to speed through product iterations. Investing his life savings and eating many a Costco hot dog to stay on budget, he and co-founder Kaylin Richards, 29, launched Viscom in 2021, joined Startup Accelerator AI grant, and lined up Ford and New Balance as customers before approaching Index earlier this year. Today, Viscom has some 65 customers. Enterprises pay up to $1 million a year for its software, while smaller users pay $49 a year for its software. "I'm an artist and designer. I'm trying to solve a problem for myself," says Taylor, whose startup is currently valued at $100 million. What does it mean for the economy or the world when anyone can make their own products?